Hello guys, it's DJ Amber Rose here with the third episode of High Visibility, and we are with the amazing MYOHMY.
Yo.
Thank you so much for joining us today. How are we feeling?
I'm a bit nervous, like it's weird being all the cameras, but obviously like you're here, so I feel a bit more chill.
Yeah, I'm here. Don't worry, you're in safe hands.
It's
and
nice.
I feel like give it like 5-10 minutes, you'll get used to being here, and the lights, like they can be a little bit overbearing at the beginning.
Yeah.
But like 5 minutes and I guarantee you'll just be feeling like we're sitting on a couch having a little natter. Because we basically are, do you know what I mean? Like we're two DJs discussing our experiences, and I want to know about like your experience in particular, and like especially being like a Birmingham bound, from Birmingham, Liverpool bound, finding your way as like a DJ here in like the north from the Midlands. How has that been for you?
I feel like Brummies and Scousers, like we both get the same rubbish from the rest of the UK.
Yeah, we do.
Like, oh, worst accent, like whatever. But we're also the most jokes, I think. Like we can take a joke, we banter for, so I feel like I mesh very well with the Scouse community. I feel like I'm a bit of an adopted Scouser, but
yeah,
I don't know if I can say that. You can say that.
Well, I'll speak on behalf of all the Scousers. MYOHMY is definitely an adopted Scouser.
Yeah, can I get that on a plaque or something?
You can get that on a plaque. You can get it in writing.
Yeah,
get it on a plaque.
sick.
I'll sort that out for you, and I'll get it to you. But yeah, I was talking to another Birmingham. I feel like there's been a motif in my life recently, like just Birmingham people have just been coming into my life, or I went to Birmingham for the first time the other day to DJ on like a radio station, and I really feel like there definitely is that kind of like that shared like outcastness from the rest of the UK, where we're a bit like mad and we're a bit unruly and we're a bit rebellious, and the accent, not to mention the accent. So there is like a certain connection.
It's probably like the sound as well. Like I know some of the sound that you have like would definitely proper resonate with people from Birmingham. Like I don't know if I play so much of that now in what I'm doing, but I feel like my introduction to music came from that. And when I see you play, like I remember seeing you for the first time at Chop Live, and I was like, she'd do good in Birmingham, but it's the same thing, like working class cities don't have the same representation, don't have the same platform. So it's nice to come to Liverpool and like have that shared thing and then just feel like embraced by the community. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm really glad that you've felt that, because I feel like something that definitely staples Liverpool as a welcoming city or a popular city is our ability to kind of adopt people in and be like kind to people and make sure they feel like they're not an outsider, if that makes sense. And I feel like although we've got a bit of a spring in our step and we're quite like we're quite territorial almost. We definitely have an affinity for others and bringing people like into us, especially in the music scene, like in the dance scenes, because there's so much inspiration from so many places. But like I want to know from you what inspired you to become a DJ well, what inspired you to become a DJ firstly, but what inspired you to come to Liverpool and make that happen here?
Yeah, like when did I come to Liverpool? So I moved for uni. I wasn't actually meant to go to Uni of Liverpool. I was meant to go to another uni, but things just happen how they happen. So I'm actually in my corporate. I'm an architectural designer. So yeah, studying, doing that. But before, like, I think I always had like an affinity for the party, like love going out. Used to sneak out my window, like at my mum's house, and she used to text me like, "Where are you?" So then, when I moved to uni, I was just like, "Where's the party?" Like, I remember texting, like, you have the uni chat. So I was like, "Who wants to go see like Shy FX?" Because I was just started, you know what I mean? Like, didn't really know much about what sound I liked. I just knew I liked the rave, like so. I remember sending this into the group chat and being like, "Yo, who wants to come Shy FX?" And only one girl replied. And then I remember first day of uni, like, I was like, "Yo, where are you? Come meet me. And she came met me, and we went out, had a party, and I was like, "Wow, Liverpool's sick. Like, look at all these clubs." Like, and when I say look at all these clubs, I mean like I was going to Levels. Like I was going to Levels.
That is blasphemy.
And I was going to Levels, and then I was also, I feel like that was like introduction to like loads of clubs, because Birmingham doesn't really have that many clubs. So I was like, this is mad. Like, it's got multiple stories. What the hell? Telling all my mates, I was like, "Yo, come to Liverpool, man. Like, come out with me." And they loved it as well. But then I like moved into like the rave. So you got like the Docks, you got Meraki. Where else was I going? Kitchen Street. And then I just remember I loved Meraki. Like I must have saw Sherelle at Meraki and I was like, wow, like blown away. I was like, this sound, like what is this? Like this like underground footwork kind of thing. I was like, yo, this is sick. I was just dancing. Like all my other friends, like big drinkers, whatever. But I literally just used to stand at the front of this like the decks and be like, wow, for like hours. And I was getting hench as well because all I was doing is dancing. Like I remember going back to Birmingham. My mum was like, "Yo, you got abs and stuff." I was like, "Yeah, I'm just like skanking out." And then just loved it so much that I remember meeting. I went to Kitchen Street once, and Gaia was serving. G33. She was serving, and this guy was just like, "Oh, come on, babe, like hurry up with these." And I just said, "Yo, chill, man. Like she's doing her job. Like she's going as fast as she can." She was like, "Oh, thanks so much for that." We were chatting. And I said, "Oh, come join us after, like come have a drink." And we got chatting. She's telling me she's a DJ. I think this is in like 2022 or something, or like maybe 2021. And we were chatted a little bit. I said I wanted to DJ. And then she must have texted me and she was like, "Oh, come pirate with me." But I was in Birmingham. I was like, "I've got no money. I can't go pirate." And she was like, "Oh, do you want a shift at Kitchen Street?" I was like, "Yeah, go on then." So I got the train down and up and did a shift, and I lied. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, I got 5 years experience. I used to work at Hare and Hounds, used to work at Dark Horse." And I think it was like Nikki Chong was there and she was the manager at the time. And she was like, "Sound." And there's this other girl there like trying to go for the job as well. I thought I was just going to like be pouring pints, and did one shift and she was like, "You want a trial?" I was like, yeah, I want to trial sound. So this other girl actually had been a cocktail manager and actually like poured pints and done all this stuff. I remember Nikki left. Punter came up like, "Oh yeah, can I have a pint?" I was like, "Yo, how'd you pour a pint? Like, can you come behind the bar? Like, show me how to pour a pint." So poured me a pint, like, and then it just rolled off that, and I had the banter, and I ended up getting the job over the girl. So then I was like really embedded in like this rave culture, like in Liverpool, and that's from 2021, 2022. I think I worked there like on and off the whole way through uni.
Yeah. You're still there now, aren't you?
No, I've actually left recently because studying my master's. So it's a bit harder to like balance like the education and then also the nightlife. And now I actually do DJ. It's hard to like, it's like weekends. I want to DJ. Like I want to be out listening to new music or playing new music. So yeah, it's not the same. Like pouring drinks, like it's quite like tiring. But honestly, I feel like I've got to owe all like my love for the scene probably to Kitchen Street. Because imagine, I remember like just for hours, like maybe 8 hours, like every weekend, just listening to new tunes, random events that you'd never go to, and meeting like different people, and you get like a lot of respect for the different scenes and the different people that it like brings together. Like
I met you through Kitchen Street.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally, like
that's
a small little example of that. Like, I completely hear it. Like, honestly, we got props to Kitchen Street and props to Gaia because every single person that's been on this podcast has mentioned G33.
Yeah,
she's been such a big inspiration and a big like leg up for so many people in the industry. And Kitchen Street have really done their thing as well, like helping people out. And for me as well, I started my journey at Kitchen Street where I was at an event and they'd kind of marketed it as a bashment dancehall Afrobeats kind of event, but they only had like deep like dub reggae, and people had gone there because they wanted to hear Vibes Cartel and Style OG and all that. And I was like, can I like jump on? And then I ended up jumping on, and then I done what I needed to do, and then I ended up like becoming a resident there, and that was the first place I ever DJ'd like outside of either radio or my yard. Do you know what I mean? Like it was very like my entrance into the scene. It was and then like within a few months I was doing big gigs like Parallel and do you know what I mean? It's very
Parallel, you know,
a big Parallel. Like I was just like, what the hell? Like it's just crazy like to be in that kind of space and be able to kind of like network, because it really is like it's who you know. Do you know what I mean? And like through Kitchen Street, I don't know whether it was exactly through Kitchen Street, but you've like managed to get a residency at Queensway.
It actually wasn't through them,
through them.
Yeah, which is, I don't know, like I think so. I think it's worth mentioning, like when I was at Kitchen Street, like I never DJ'd. So the whole time I was there, like I never DJ'd, never touched the decks or nothing. Like I literally just, that was maybe 4 years of just listening to music and going and partying. I remember like the Key Push event, like that was mad. I remember like being in the background and being like, oh, I'm part of something, you know, like I'm part of something special. And then there was all the stuff with like the Stephen Lawrence Foundation, like when we got the Sophie mural, and it just became like really important to me. And I realised like uni was stressful, like architecture is a hard degree. And then I just had this like escape of, I get to go and like absolve myself in something like this.
It's like two extremes almost, isn't it?
Yeah. But then it was like, I basically graduated and I applied for one job and I was like, if I get this job, I'll move. So I actually got the job, moved to London, did the corporate, worked next to the Shard, like lived in East London. And it was good. Like I enjoyed it. Like I like architecture. But there was just something missing. I thought, okay, so I've got to go back and do my master's. Do I stay in London or do I go back to Liverpool? And my girlfriend was in Liverpool and like my friends are in Liverpool. And I was like, do you know what? Actually, I really enjoyed it. So I was like, I'll go back, but I'll give myself 6 months to just try something new. So, like I don't have to go straight into master's. And don't know how the world works, but I went back and I think it was like maybe a month I'd been there, and this like call out for like Queensway workshops. It's like queer and like women come and do a workshop 10 weeks. They got lottery funding.
Which is so important to have those kind of spaces for minorities. Do you know what I mean? Like underrepresented people in the music industry. Like it's so important to have your people and your collective. Do you know what I mean? So big up Queensway, but yeah, carry on.
But it's like, where did it, like, I didn't even know those things existed. Like, that's crazy. I think it was like, Migs did a similar thing where she did a workshop and that was like, Melodic at the time. And it was like Daisy as well. Like, she learned through that. And they're like...
And Alien Is did the workshop as well.
They're blowing up now. Like, they're doing their thing. So it shows like how important that kind of process is. Literally, I just did the application and I remember like I was a bit of a sweat on it as well. I was like, I really love all of this and like writing paragraphs. I was like deep in it so much.
That's passion now.
Yeah.
Do you get me? That's not being a sweat. That's actually having fire in your belly, and that's like that's the biggest push in this industry. Like if you can love what you do so much that you push through the difficulties that we face in the industry, you put the effort into practicing all the time and putting these sets together and going to this, that and the other, like all these places over the country, and then coming back and doing the job that you need to do and earning your money. Like you need fire in your belly for that, and you've clearly got that. So that's like amazing to see.
There's a lot of energy that goes into it, which is good. Like I don't mind being tired every now and again. Like sometimes it gets chill, but man. Yeah, those workshops literally changed the trajectory of my life. Like, and also it's nice because Queensway, it was like at Future Yard as well, like on the Wirral in Birkenhead. So it's like Tash and Nick. So they got lottery funding, did 10 weeks, and then Mia came in, also known as MYOHMY. Yeah, she like led the workshops, and it's literally like simple stuff, like the raw basics of how you cue a track, like how you, when you start, you cue a track, like you check your tempo. Yeah. Then you're like, okay, so how are you going to blend it in? Are you using EQs? How do you use your lows and highs? Like all that stuff over 10 weeks. And even did stuff like branding and what your name is. And I was like, this is mad. Like I think what people don't realise as well, like you can't just go out and buy decks. Like
no, it's not. It's a big investment. Like it's not just as simple as like, oh, I want a pair of decks. I've got 50 quid spare. Like you have to invest in the whole setup, and then like paying for music and like understanding. Like I was giving a talk to Decks in the City the other day, which is a DJ workshop run by Kerry. If you've ever heard of Kerry,
love Kerry.
Big up Kerry. She's proper character.
She's got mad energy.
But I gave a talk and I was like, I had to really like understand, because I was writing in my notes like points that I wanted to speak about, and like DJing, like technically the skills that you need to actually do it is such a small part of actually DJing. Like you need to understand how to be your own content manager, how to manage your own money, how to talk to people in a way that you like earn respect, where they don't like take you for a knobhead. Do you know what I mean? You need to be able to stand your ground in these situations. You need to understand the image that you're presenting. You need to understand your niche. You need to kind of have an idea of like the specific genres of music that you want to market yourself as playing. And like actual technically DJing is such a small part of it. And honestly, like finding your people, like that, finding your niche and being able to kind of find your collective, because often like your intersectionality does affect your niche, and it's like, oh, so I present as this, so I have to kind of play into my image and what that sounds like or is. But it's like we're getting into a culture now with music where genres don't really exist anymore. There's just fusion, and there's so many like subcultures.
I like that. I think I'm enjoying that bit.
I really like it. It's
I
so much
you
fun.
like you were doing your stuff that you started with, and then you've grown so much now. And I saw like even in your caption in it on Instagram, it's like multi-genre. I'm
multi-genre.
Like, okay, buddy,
I have to just tell them. Do you know what I mean? I'm just don't put me in no box. But it is. Yeah. I am definitely trying to find my niche at the moment. Well, not trying. I'm just refining, because it's like it's really like it's heavy when I'll do like, say I've got like a few gigs in one weekend, and I'll DJ just straight Afro beats at one event, and then I'll go to like a garage grime event and have to play a whole nother set. Yeah. And it's like being a multi-genre DJ and an open format DJ can be really overwhelming at times. So I just want to cut off the fat. But anyway, like just to kind of move it along a little bit, like I want to ask you about, is it Sisu or Sisu? Sisu. Yeah. What does that mean to you? And like, what's that, what part has that played in your journey?
Yeah, so it's like fairly fresh. And to be honest, like, it's not that I didn't think I should apply. I didn't know if I was ready or whatever. Like, I just didn't think about it. Like, I'm fairly new to DJing. Like, maybe it's just been a year now. Started in January last year.
Is that only how long it's been?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I thought I thought you'd been DJing for a minute. Yeah. But yeah, carry on.
Yeah, so I feel like my career's in its infancy really, but there's just a few people that were just like, yo, you got something here, like just apply, like just send some stuff through. So I recorded my first mix for it, and it was actually like a Vogue ballroom mix, because I was really into that at the time, and you'll see like flares of that in some of my sets, like, but I don't play just like exclusively that as much. And it was just like, oh, this is a roster, there'll be loads of other artists on it, and they have like residencies with festivals, and they'll basically like, it's just a community of people you can talk to if you're unsure about stuff.
That's amazing.
Share events, and then get gigs.
Yeah. It seems like that's such like something that was so necessary for that kind of like just bringing people in and letting people know that it's a safe space. Like even you being like, I don't know whether I'm ready to apply. It's like, it's not about whether you're ready. It's like, if you have something you can take to this space, it's like, that's your little piece of the jigsaw puzzle that you're bringing. Do you know what I mean?
You're just not going to know until you've done it. Like, I'm super lucky. I've just been, obviously with Queensway, then with Sisu, like,
luck has nothing to do with it. You've got a very prominent, like, you've got a prominent look, you've got a prominent sound, you've got talent. Like, don't ever hand it to like luck or like this. Oh, it just happens. Like everything happens because you've worked for it, or there's something special about you that is necessary. Do you know what I mean? In that space. So
that's nice.
Just pick up your chest a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on.
But also just like, it's also shows like how important just community is, because like imagine my first, I know like one of your questions was like, I'm just moving it on now.
Yeah. Look at you doing my job.
Am I a podcaster? What? Like, I think one of my first ever club sets was the Baltic Weekender closing party. So I got to play the last set of Baltic Weekender, and it's like, that's mad. Your first club set is like closing a festival. That's crazy. Man. That's crazy. And
that's incredible.
Like, that's the best gig I've ever had. Like, I've never, I'm just chasing that high, like on a real. Yeah. I was doing that. Imagine you got all these people behind me, like gassing it up. I'm playing all these tunes, da 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 da. Like, my mates just around me, like this massive crowd. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's still hyped. The room's still full. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, and I'm just thinking, am I lucky to have, like, when I was sat like cleaning up someone sick outside a kitchen street and thinking,
to end up there,
why do I work these 8-hour shifts at like I don't know, like 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever, like dealing with all these people. And then actually like these things pay off, like having this resilience, being in these spaces, like having this community. Like I actually loved working at Kitchen Street, like through the good and the bad. And then I never knew I was going to be a DJ. And then, you know, Scousers look after their own as well. Like just pulled me on, like
community.
Yeah,
it's literally community.
I was just like, yeah, roll with it. We trust you. Cool. I was like, yeah, let me bring some heat. Like,
do you have a song that like your favorite song to play in a set, or like do you play it like not in every set, but what's a song that you really feel like represents your sound?
So when I first started DJing, there's this DJ called Flo Tussin, and I had like my debut set, and she played this song, which is like FVCK, and it's by Constantine, a producer in America, and it's like Jersey club song, and it literally just goes, I just want to fuck, and it's just like gets faster and faster.
Did you swear?
Faster. Ooh, sorry. And it's just like it builds. It's like kind of ghetto techy, and that's what introduced me to ghetto tech, and I feel like that is like throughout all of my sound now. But it just builds, and people hear that, like you literally just play that tune and everyone's like, yo, what? Like 145 BPM, just like ram this tune in. And it's like, no one's expecting it. It's like, they think you're going to build. Like sometimes I build, but say I'm going last or second to last, like I normally play quite late. Put this tune on, everyone goes crazy, and I love it. Like actually, everyone goes feral. I'm like, yeah, God, like I'm going to play a good set, like I'm getting gassed.
I love that.
Yeah, I love that tune.
Do you feel like, firstly, wait, what's ghetto tech? Because I've never heard of that.
Ghetto tech, yeah.
That's a world that I've never been in.
I feel like, I was actually going to Google it before I came, because I was like, I feel like I'll get
what actually is it?
Yeah.
What's your perception of it? There's no right. I feel like genre is like, what is a certain genre is such a kind of loose thing now. So it's like, what's your perception of it?
Well, like, obviously we're looking back at history, like techno started, it's like black people that started techno in it. And I feel like that's got lost in translation.
Like so many other genres.
Well, yeah, exactly. Because obviously you have like Berlin tech, French tech, like all this stuff. And it seems to be perceived as quite a European sound. But it's not. Like, you know, a group of black people started it, like had this quite bassy, like, I feel like alien-y sound, like techno-y beat. I don't even know if it's like, oh, it's called ghetto tech because it's like black people that are playing it. Do you know what I mean? Like one of them. But I started listening to Flo Tussin, and I started listening to Tromac. So these are like sounds of like Detroit and like Baltimore and like Jersey and stuff like that. And those sounds all kind of like mesh really well together. And through like searching these artists, I found like my love for Jersey, and I found my love for ghetto tech. I feel like even like booty bass, like hard kind of like spooky bassy sounds, like very heavy, very quick. And I feel like what that has that maybe like the Berlin techno and stuff has is it has like, it's kind of sexy, like it's kind of hot, like
I love that.
It's because of how like it's a cultural thing as well, like how people dance and like how people feel comfortable like moving their body. You see like Berlin tech quite stiff. There's like all these like trending dances of how like techno dances, people like techno like people dance and stuff like that. And then you see like people listen to ghetto tech in Detroit and stuff, like shaking ass, going crazy, like it's very choppy as well.
It's freedom, innit? It's just like I feel like the more like you can kind of loosen yourself up to it and be comfortable in a space like that, how like you can really feel it in a room when there's that kind of energy and people do feel free, and that's why then like obviously the nightlife in the UK especially is kind of, it's on a bit of a downfall at the moment, but it's being kind of labelled as something that's not as necessary in our culture as we might have thought it once was. But it really is like a world without like that kind of space to let go and just like just escape from reality. It can be quite detrimental.
It's a lifeline, isn't it, for a lot of people?
Yeah, no, it is. Like, do you feel like there's a strong queer like representation in Liverpool, a strong like queer scene here in Liverpool?
Yeah, I feel like I'm embedded in it. Like I love it. Like, it's definitely growing. Like it was definitely, I don't know, maybe I was a bit of a baby. I wasn't as exposed to it, but like now you've got like the lights of Manchester scenes kind of like seeping its way in. Like tonight I'm playing with this collective or like event called Climax, and they're getting like DJ got to go in it.
Okay, cool.
That's gonna be heavy. Like,
Yeah.
but we've not seen like there's new sounds coming to Liverpool, and the queer scene is like bringing that and like embracing that. I feel like when I started DJing, like I was looking at what was there, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel like I emerge in that. Like, and then as I like explored new sounds like the ghetto, like the Jersey, I was exposed to all these new people and new communities, and it's like all been in the queer scene.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many good events, and there's so many good people that want there to be more DJs and more queer DJs and more female DJs and more like black DJs. The
to
queer
be represented, of course.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the Liverpool scene compares to other cities that you've experienced?
It's a lot more accessible.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot more accessible. Actually, do you know what? Like Birmingham's good for it. Right? I feel like I was embraced in Birmingham like very quickly. I don't know if that's because if you can dance, Birmingham will love you. If you're a bit stiff, like maybe not.
I feel like if you don't care what people think about you, especially that's kind of something I've noticed is very respected in Birmingham. It's
back
like
yourself. You've got to back yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Birmingham scene. Like I remember going to like house parties in Coventry. Like they're whipping the decks out like 50 man deep. Like everyone like wow, like whole rooms bouncing. Like.
Will you invite me to a party in
Yeah,
Birmingham? Okay, say
yeah,
nothing because it's on my bucket list. I've been there a few times, but I haven't partied there yet. Like properly.
Okay. We'll sort that.
Say nothing. Okay.
So I feel like Birmingham's quite accessible in that sense. Like if you back yourself. But then Liverpool is like if you back yourself, but then also like if you are a bit nervous, a bit unsure, like people are so forthcoming. Like if you need help, like there's so many new avenues out there so you can learn. I feel like Manchester probably has that a little bit. Like I remember seeing you, like I just come off the train. You're going to do
in
a
the
set.
toilet. I was
going
getting
to
ready
do
in the toilet in the train station.
Listen, you got to do
Gotta do what you gotta do.
touring DJ life. Do you know what I mean?
City hopping.
Yeah, it is that. Like, Manchester's cool. I feel like I've rocked up to some parties on my own in Manchester and I've been okay.
That's great. I love that you're doing that on your own. Like it's so important to just experience things on your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel like there's a lot more awareness about diversifying lineups in and around the UK, especially. Like I feel like the North is getting like really good at doing that, and like it's getting better. It's growing. But like, what do you feel like promoters need to do to improve that?
I feel like two ways about it. I feel like I feel like the queer scene, like we're really fighting for it. And there's more queer events that are becoming a thing so that can happen. I don't know how much like existing promoters, like more male dominated cis het like spaces.
Yeah.
I don't actually know how much that is like becoming a really great thing and like they're fully embracing that because you still see all male lineups, you still see like one woman on a lineup. You come to a queer scene, it ain't like that. Like we've been doing it, like we are the underground. Like underground is like that, you can't just like whack a statement, say you're underground. Like underground is like a political thing. It means that you're from like, it's minority people are underground, like they're doing minority sounds that aren't like platformed in other places. And that still exists. And I think that there still are loads of promoters in Liverpool that can like learn from the queer scene and like how much we embrace each other and we champion new sounds.
And almost taking that kind of structure, that like the infrastructure of that underground scene and those kind of spaces and putting it into a more like broader space and some like more I don't like the word commercial, but like events where there's a lot more people coming and there's a lot more going on and there's a lot more like money involved and there's a lot more opportunities because it's like it's all well and good there being a diverse lineup on an underground event, but what are you going to do when it's like sorry to call out, but like Boiler Room, Blackstone Warehouse, all these places where it's like okay, but you're actually looking at the lineup, what like there's there's very, very little diversification, like purposeful diversification as well, unless it's something like it's an event that's catered towards queer
International
people
Women's Day,
Black people, or do you know what I mean? And it's like some of the like lineups I play on, it's like I'm usually the only girl or one of only like two girls on the lineup.
Yeah.
Or it's an all-female event, and it's like kind of tired of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like as great as they are, it's like it shouldn't be one or the other. It should be like there's a few different, like I was one time I'm playing on an event and there's like 4 girls and 1 boy, and it's not looked at as like a women, like it's a predominantly woman lineup for the sake of it being a predominantly female lineup. It just happens to be the talent that we've selected that just happen to be more like majority female. Where are the or like majority like anything, majority queer, majority like
sticky, innit?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I don't know, like me personally, in my experience, I'll be totally honest, like I only really get booked for queer things. Like that's it, like blunt, like, you know, I've not been on lineups where it's like there's 3 dudes and then there's me, because I don't get booked for them things.
How do you feel about that?
That's okay by me at the moment, because like, do you know what, like it is, because, you know, I've got trans friends, do you know what I mean? And my trans friends have come to an event where it's like, maybe I've played like 2 events where there's not many queer people, and like I'm just there because they like my music, which is great. But then are those spaces safe? So I roll up with all my people and I'm like, yeah, come through, like I'm playing, because they know my sound. They associate me with safe space. They associate me with new sound and like the sexy, the hardcore, like all that stuff. Because when they've seen me, I've been in those spaces, I've played that. So then I bring this audience and like these people who feel safe to these events. And then you got straight boys with tops off and they're saying, you a boy or a girl? Like, what have you come dressed as? Da 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 da. And then it's thinking like, okay, so if you're gonna book me, you're also booking. I'm bringing these people. How are they protected? Like, do I want to play at your sets if like you've got no safety protocol or nothing? So yeah, it's one question is, okay, so we need to diversify lineups, but you also need to have infrastructure in place that protects those people that are going to come to your events. Because if you're booking a queer person and a woman, because you're like, okay, I need to diversify my lineup, but then your crowd is this like kind of, and I'm not saying this is everybody, but if your crowd are kind of ignorant and they feel like they can get away with certain stuff, then maybe what's the point in you booking them people? Because if they bring this crowd and then something happens to someone,
and the promoters like that turning a blind eye. Like I've seen it happen myself. Like firstly, like I can only apologize that you've had that experience and that it's like you feel like the only events that you're safe to play at are queer events, and it's like I hear it, and if you're happy doing that, that's like I'm happy for you, but at the same time, like these kind of conversations need to be had. This is the point of this podcast, is to be able to spread awareness so a promoter can hear this. Like we need to use our voices to be able to spread awareness, and society is changing, it's evolving. There are, like as I was saying before, like queer is becoming something that's a big part of our society, and it needs to be welcomed in with the right kind of like the right infrastructure, the right safety, the right like the right teaching, the right understanding, you know?
Well, like I went to this kind of like workshop recently, and it was a Queensway again, because they got more funding, and so they brought us back in. They said, you know, we can do some more workshops, we can do some intermediate things. And in one of the workshops, it was about a safety rider. So we shouldn't have to have it, but until the spaces are safe, like we can just have it. It's not hard to have these things. And it's basically like, you know, when you send your spec list or like your press kit or whatever, also in that drive is like a safety rider. And it says like, okay, so do you have somebody that will always be on stage? Say like you're a female DJ and you know, you feel uncomfortable being on stage because random people come up or someone like always whisper in your ear or whatever, and you don't feel comfortable in that space. Or is there a safeguarding officer, someone that's definitely sober, somebody that is always on call, somebody that's clearly like maybe they have a band on their arm or something.
And not prejudiced, because security can be quite...
That's done training. Done training for it. Like you have like your safe night out training and different things. That people can go to, that they know that they can go to if something happens. just like all these kind of, there's a list of things, and then, you know, if I send that to a promoter, they might look at that and say, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't have these things in place, but now I've seen that, I'll go and I'll try and sort these things out. Or I can say like, yeah, just shout me, because I can get Queensway and they really want this to be like a good thing that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just shout them, we'll sort it out, like they can help.
Yeah. That's why it is so important for these spaces to be represented and be pushed, and make sure, like, because some people might not know that there are things like Queensway or Sisu. Like, it's so important to like definitely like it's like spread awareness, yeah. But it's like just welcome people in, make sure that there's like posters, there's more posts coming out. There's like the people are inspired to create more of these spaces, because it's like if there aren't any, then what are we going to do about it? Are we going to use our voice and just go, well, there isn't any? Like, because I feel like if you started something like that, I know lots of people would, like, you're easy to kind of be drawn into. Do you know what I mean? Like, you are a welcoming person. Maybe that's the Birmingham in you. Do you know what I mean? But definitely. Like, I feel like if you were to start something like that, it definitely, like, people would be all over it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it is like people who are like you are good with people. Like, that's if you feel like there needs to be a space, like, create one. Do you know what I mean? Start on it.
Yeah.
But I've got like a statistic here. It says like some reports suggest that only 10 to 15% of DJs at major festivals and clubs are women or non-binary.
Yeah.
So what do you feel like is contributing to that disparity, and what do you feel like we can do to change that?
It's like you got to look at who's booking them. Mm-hmm. Who's booking them? Like,
so like from the top down.
Yeah, and then I think, yeah, I don't know like too much about it, but like how I feel is like who's doing the bookings, because I know if I don't have the criteria to do the bookings, but if someone like me was doing the bookings, I'm thinking about intersectionality, I'm thinking about safety, I'm thinking about diversity, I'm thinking about all these things. But if, I don't know, Richard from South London, from East London, who's gone boarding school, that's had, you know, both parents, middle class, gone straight into producing whatever he does, whatever. He's thinking, I know a mate from school that he's all right. Or, you know, this DJ, and it's like he's only thinking about things that are within his echo chamber, which is like, the more intersection you have, the more people, those barriers like break down. So, you know, from the top down, you know, if you've got more diversity, then that's reflected in lineups. But and also like diversity is not just about diverse lineups. Like, I'm trying to think what that stage was in Glastonbury, and it was like, I'm gonna say South Asian, and like all the people that were doing the filming were South Asian, all the crew were South Asian, all the DJs were South Asian. Like that's what it's got to look like. It's got to look like not just your DJs, like the people that are runners, people that are producing, people that are filming, like people that are booking. Like, there needs to be all the intersections within that, like not just like the face of it. Yeah, because it's like the whole body. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. So like, as a non-binary DJ, have you felt any specific challenges when it comes to like getting gigs or being represented on lineups and being recognised for what you do and the sound that you have?
Yeah, with all the queer events that I've worked with, it's been like mainly positive. Yeah. And I feel like me as just a personality, I'm quite confident, and I've also been fortunate enough to have like Queensway back me, Sisu back me, Kitchen Street back me. So I feel quite stable. Like, I've not had too much of a challenge. And also that I'm just like enjoying the process. I think like it would be nice to be booked on lineups that aren't just like queer spaces and stuff, and maybe like,
because I want to see you in more spaces. Like, when you said that you feel like you only get booked for those kind of events, like that made me really sad, because like I honestly don't just look at you and see a queer DJ. Like, I see talent. I see somebody that's like, that should be represented on these lineups, and I want to see you more. Do you know what I mean? So like, I think that there needs to be change. There needs to be like conversations had on a more public level. There needs to be like people being educated on this, because it's like, I don't like the, like, as much as you're like, I agree with having some like a space that's like everybody from the top to the bottom, the DJs, the runners, everything is being represented as a certain intersectionality. I understand the vision that you have with that, and I agree, but I also don't like the idea of like your talent only being like pigeonholed into that, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, people are people. Do you know what I mean? Like, the being like community and celebration of your of what makes you and like the spaces that you feel comfortable in your intersectionality is one thing, but when you have talent, like, it's disheartening to think that we live in a society where that's being like pushed to the side.
There's people that are like powering through it. You know, I've got a big shout to Pacemaker and Hardcore Babes, because like, honestly, like, I've been to London recently, playing in London, and like, it's been a bit of like a mix.
You've been
of
everywhere,
people.
man.
I'm touring, don't you worry. But like, Rowan just like put me on, and she was like, yeah, come through, do this, like, I trust you. Like, and these are like a bit more mixed lineups. Like, she kind of like champions hard, fast, sexy, and through that there's like this support of women, support of like queer people, support of like different races, and like, that's so nice. And I feel like her like Pacemaker and then Hardcore Babes have been like this avenue to show me like this wider kind of like music space, like in a genre as well, like pushing me in new sides of genres, but then also in like new spaces. Like, the drum and bass community, like the jungle community, is a bit more like, well, the one they're bringing me into is a bit more like thinking about those topics and thinking about like challenging those like kind of boundaries. So yeah, big love to her. I had to shout her on a real one.
That's good. What are there some like DJs that you find really inspiring or exciting at the moment?
Yeah, I feel like I always love Flo Tussin. I always love Sherelle. Some people locally, like, big love to like Taman, big love to Dan Chan, Black Velvet, MYOHMY, Pacemaker, Clara. Just like so talented and like so passionate, and like their sounds might be all different, but the energy that they've got for music and like the community is so like raw and real and like powerful. It's like gasses me up loads. Like, it just gasses me up loads. I get really excited about it. So
that's really cool. Yeah, big up some of the names you've said there. Completely agree. Like, definitely. So like, you know, if you were to do a night in Liverpool, what would it look like? What changes would you feel like you'd like put into place in your night? Like, what would your ideal night look like?
That's crazy. That is crazy. I think about it a lot, but there was a point in time where I wanted to do a ballroom night, you know, like I wanted to do a ballroom night so bad. Just like pure Vogue beats, and then like all the categories, and shout to Collade as well, because I was trying to get Collade on that. Like, I thought that would be like so sick. And it wouldn't just be like, I don't think it would just be like Vogue and then ballrooms. Like, it would be workshops where people come, they learn all the categories, they learn the history, they have a space to just explore. And then also like event nights, so like club nights, and then maybe like once a month like a ball. I just think that'd be sick. I feel like Liverpool is missing that. Manchester's got a little bit of it.
Yeah.
But,
so like, is this something that you could see yourself doing?
Let me finish my masters and I'll let you know.
I'd be there, man. I'd bring everyone.
Bro, you do like Jersey sometimes as well. Like, you'd love that choppiness. Like, Vogue beats are mad, crazy.
Yeah, Vogue. I've been like, it's funny. We won't go into it now because we haven't got enough time. But like the relationship between music and fashion, and like am I right in thinking like the Vogue and the ballroom comes from like the 80s kind of
like
scene?
Taking samples of like house music and stuff and like mixing it up, and then that choppiness of like Vogue as like Vogue cover and those like movements and stuff like that, and then mashing that up with like more movements and sound.
It's amazing. It's just art, innit? Like, it's pure.
It's cool.
It's just pure expression. So like, what advice would you give to up and coming queer DJs and like making them name for themselves and getting into spaces in Liverpool? Who to contact maybe?
Yeah, well, if you're queer, defo shout Queensway. Main thing, go to events. To events, play music, download music.
Yeah, physical media.
Literally, I used to go Kitchen Street and use their decks.
Yeah.
Work in a bar. Like, work in a club, like, that does help.
Just makes it more accessible.
And just shout people. Like, people want to help. People want like new artists, they want new music. Yeah, there's no one way into it, I don't think. But you have to have like the drive, and also just take gigs, man, because then you learn.
Yeah, you do. Like,
you
even
learn.
if you take a gig that you know is not going to have many people there, and you're not getting much money for, it's invaluable what you're learning and what you're experiencing and what you're putting yourself into, kind of like going, wow, I did not know that was even something I needed to like understand.
Defo.
Do you know what I mean?
I played to full rooms, I played to empty rooms. Both very relevant to like how I'm
100%.
processing what I'm doing.
Definitely. What would you like say it takes to thrive in the music scene, especially as like as someone who is queer and someone who faces the challenges that you've expressed today?
You have to be your favorite DJ.
I agree with that so much.
You have to be your favorite
You need
DJ.
to back yourself more than anybody. You need to be your own biggest fan.
Well, if you're playing tunes, you're choosing them tunes, so they should be tunes that you like. And listen, take inspiration from the crowd and the movements and the different events, but you're your favorite DJ. Play what you like. And if it's an event that's not exactly in line with you, add a bit of your flair in it. You'll always be able to tell what my sets are, because I always have a bit of me in there.
Yeah, definitely.
No matter what. But yeah, simples, be your favorite DJ.
Yeah.
It's your orcs.
Who, if you were to create a lineup, who would you put on there and why?
Like famous people or up and coming people or whatever.
Anyone, and no rules, no limits.
Listen, I love my people, them. So it's gonna be me. It's gonna be Tash. It's gonna be MYOHMY. It's gonna be Dan Chan, Black Velvet, Pixie, Tame and Dumb. Oh, Pacemaker's on there. She's closing some hard stuff. Yeah, simples. If my favourite lineup would be my people, because I know I'm back and forth, energy. Like everybody's got something that I love. Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like you've got all the little pieces you need to do an event, and I really want to see you do that, because I feel like definitely like how passionate you are and how like for the people you are, like I feel like it just would be successful, and it's like just raw love, passion, backing yourself and believing in yourself and believing in the in the people that you are surrounded by, and just having a good heart. Like it's not really spoken about that much, but to be able to have that fire in your belly, and the belief in yourself, and a good group of people that you have that relationship with, that's kind of just a recipe for success, I'd say. Like definitely.
Real. I agree. Yeah.
Man.
You back yourself and have a community that backs you.
Yeah.
And it's all recipe for success, I think.
Yeah, 100%. So we've mentioned a few. We've mentioned Sisu. We've mentioned Queensway. We've mentioned, what was the other one? Hardcore Babes. Yeah. So are there any other communities that you could like just like reel off for us now, if anyone's listening, they are queer or they are a woman?
I would say Climax, Manchester-based, got a lot of love for them. Switch, also really amazing event for like lesbian club night. I have to show some love to Lavender Nights, which is like proper wholesome one. Do like lesbian socials and coffee mornings, and then also like club nights as well. Obviously, we all love Sonic Youth. So I can't not shout them. Like, just OGs, like, been doing it for time and just doing it the best kind of ways in such a lovely community. I'm going to kick myself later when I realise I've not said someone, but yeah, off the top of my head.
You've done quite well there. I'm really bad with with lists. I can't, if someone's like, oh, I named this, I just can't do it.
And I think also just shout to Girls Don't Sink as well, because
big up Girls Don't Sink every time.
Love them.
They play a part in every kind of like in every way that needs to be mentioned in the music scene. Like they're so important. Do you know what I mean? So big up Girls Don't Sink every time. I definitely agree with that. So we're actually on our last question.
Yeah, go on.
Apart from two more questions. The first one is my last question here, which is, how can these spaces be nurtured and expanded to create more opportunities for diverse talent?
I think a club night is one thing, but a club night can be more than just a club night.
Yeah.
So, Not Bad for a Girl, they're really good.
London-based.
London-based. There's other... trying to think off the top of my head, like I'm sure there's another event that are doing like MC nights, like teaching people to be MCs because there's not enough female MCs. I think that's like, that might be Jungle Girls and Gays or one of them, like. But yeah, I think it's not just about it being a club night, like put on events and stuff, and that's great, but there's people there that can contribute to different stuff. Like a collective isn't just a bunch of DJs. A collective is a bunch of people with different skills that
who are like-minded.
Yeah. So you can do like workshops, you can do club nights, you can do, I don't know, you can start writing like safety plans as well. You can work with clubs. Kitchen Street used to work with charities and stuff. Like you can do so much within music. Like music brings so many people together. Club night can be the start, but like let it evolve into these other things and embrace like the communities that come to your space and utilize their skills.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that would be my answer.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer. I think like it's definitely first and foremost kind of acknowledging where we've been going wrong and where to fix that and not keep doing the same mistakes and the same things that we've been doing for the last 30 years of nightlife culture. Do you know what I mean? Like it's 2025. There's no time and no space to be pushing people out or not welcoming people in. So I think definitely like, and I advocate for these kind of conversations to be had on a public level, because to speak about what we've spoken about today, and even like just the power of listing those events that you've listed, because people might not know about them, that are like, I really want to get into these scenes, even just as like a punter. Do you know what I mean? Like go, not a punter in a disrespectful way, just like somebody who's actually going to these spaces and wants to find like their people and wants to find people who are like them, and like, do you know what I mean? It is really important. But yeah, the last question, man. I feel like this is. I feel like I've been frozen in time, and we've just been.
We're both yappers, isn't it?
Yeah, you're a very natural.
I love
yapper.
a good yap.
What's your star sign?
What's my star sign? I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. I'm a Taurus moon.
Yeah, I'm a bull. I'm stubborn.
You look like a Taurus.
And I am like that. That is me through and through. Like I'm proud to be a Taurus. Like Taurus. A Taurus. Because I back myself. I know my worth. And I love my people. Yeah. We're big lovers.
Yeah,
bit of
very loyal.
Materialistic things. Like, yeah. I like nice things, but it's mainly all the good stuff, like the love. Yeah.
I'm a Gemini. So I'm born to yap.
You what?
You're born to yap. Yeah, Gemini.
I've definitely got some Geminis in my life.
Yeah. It's funny, like most of my friends are Geminis. Like we just love ourselves, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so my last question for you is like, I just wanted to kind of speak on like the art, like, because I feel like definitely artists have like an alias. They have a character that they kind of feed into. Bro. So like, I feel like I remember Tina Turner speaking about how like she's Tina, and she's like what's kept her sane all these years of being a performer in such a definitely difficult spaces and difficult times to be a black woman being such a big artist. She's stayed sane by making sure she's kept Tina safe and Tina healthy and Tina alive, and when she steps on this stage, that's when she becomes Tina Turner, and she can put that costume on and she can be that. And like, obviously, you've said that you're an
architectural designer. Legally,
designer.
Can't call myself an architect yet.
Yeah, but you're getting there, though. Soon come. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, so there's, I feel like there's, for me, definitely like, there's so much. Like me right now, I don't feel like I'm here as Amber Rose. I'm not here as the DJ. I'm here as me. Yeah. I'm here. We're having a conversation. Like, we're not in the suit of like MYOHMY and Amber Rose. We're here. Like, we're Maya and Rosie right now. We're talking about what it means. Like, we've pulled the curtain a little bit. So I just want, very broad question, but if you can answer it just as kind of concise as possible, because we haven't got much time left. But I just want to say, what if you could describe like the character of MYOHMY and the alias of MYOHMY? How would you describe that?
Sexy baddie non-binny. Like, I get
non-binny?
Like, I get so nervous before I DJ. Like, my hands shake, all of that. Like, I don't drink or nothing. Like, have one Red Bull, that's it.
Yeah.
When you know, first song, that's when I press play, like I'm a baddie. Like it's some mad energy, just like I'm gassed. Like I can like connect with the crowd. It's a whole different thing. Like I'm always saying when people ask me about my sound, it's like hard, fast, sexy, like baddie stuff, like bassy, sometimes a bit dark. Like it's all those things that sometimes I'm not able to show in like my corporate, or because I'm a bit nervous. Like
in real life,
all of that just comes out, and like people just are exposed to like this side of me that I can't always translate through like verbal means or aesthetics or whatever. When you hear the sound, like you just know. So I think I'm gonna make an ad lib, and it's gonna be like, my oh my, you so sexy, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Like something like that, because I feel like I want, when people come and they hear me play, you're gonna get gas and you're gonna be bouncing and you're gonna feel hot, like hot and sexy and sweaty. And I feel like that's my oh my.
I love that. Yeah. That's like I love that you're using the word sexy like with music as well, because it really, like, music can inspire so many emotions, and like I think to feel sexy, especially like as a woman, like I of course I want to feel sexy when I'm going out. So thanks for that.
Yes.
But yeah, it's been amazing to have this conversation. I knew it was going to be a great conversation, but I've enjoyed it more than I actually thought it was. I would.
The Brummie.
Thank you. It's the Brummie and the Scouse. When a Brummie and the Scouse link up, it's a match. And you're a Taurus and I'm a Gemini, and we're just, I feel like we're understanding each other's lingo right now. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, man. And like, yeah, have you got any gigs coming up that you want to shout out?
I'll already have done it now, but Meraki tonight, DJ got to go just before the headliner. It's going to be fast. I'm going to finish on like 160, 170. It's going to be.
Love that.
It's going to be nice.
Yeah, big up, man, every time.
Love.